So now we enter a time of reflection with this meditation. And I invite you to become fully present in this moment and breathe deeply in your own comfortable rhythm. See if you can relax your body and mind a little bit more with each exhale. This is a communication from Source. Letting go is not an action. It is releasing the energy of holding on. A courageous heart is willing to release what is known and familiar and open to greet the great mysterious unknown, even when it feels uncertain. Divine will is the flow and the presence of love. When we align with divine will, it isn't giving our will to something outside of us, but we align with the all that is, including our true self. The completeness of Source love intelligence. When our focus and attention is there, we become that. And we only wish to think, speak, and create with that great true love within us. From Sri Bhagavan, accepting is letting everything come. Forgiveness is letting everything go. Love is letting everything be. Wisdom is letting all things arise, flourish, and release naturally. Awareness is restful attentiveness. And all is forever well. Dear sweet souls, you are so beautiful. All these words can only be pointers. Let yourself fully know who you really are. In this very moment, all possible versions of you exist, all possible expressions, and everything is welcome here. Like dialing a particular radio frequency, let's bring our attention and awareness to the version that is your all-loving true self, the one that remembers union, the oneness of all things in creation, and the one that embraces all your other possible expressions. You are now seeing through the eyes of a being in peace, no longer conflicted about anything, no trace of worry or fear. What would that be like? What thoughts does this true self have? What feelings? What perspective about your current life circumstances? Breathe. This true self that is one with all, with the great I am. How big is it? How far does it reach? Let yourself expand. Perhaps through the whole of creation. Let your awareness expand as much as it would. What are some of the attributes? Equally at peace with the small and fleeting, and with the infinite eternal. At peace with the story, the adventure of this life, and at peace with exploring all possibilities in the absence of judgments. No right or wrong, all-knowing, whole, complete, wise, sovereign. And let's allow ourselves to merge into this expansion. And perhaps you would be willing to receive a message from this source self. What message would it give you right now? It could just be a feeling, an impression, or a word, or a sentence, or an intuition. Or just a hug. And the most important thing to remember is to ask and connect consciously as often as possible. Our true essence self is always available and ready to help whenever we need it. Let it guide you, inform you, assist you in finding the pathway back home to that beautiful, peaceful sense that you already are. And remember to practice as often as you can, to be that, to think that, to feel, speak, and act from that. Asking the question often, what would my true self do right now? What would it feel and think and speak? And breathe. Just for a few more moments, imagine everything in your head going quiet. What would that be like? Just peace. No chatter, no worry, no past, no future. Only the here, now, quiet moment. Sitting on a chair in a building, one with your true essence. Our awareness is very precious, our attention. So where are we putting it on all day long? Where are we putting our attention on all day? How often is it in this space our true essence self? And how often is it on all the problems we perceive or project or experience? And that equation determines the quality of our life experience. Just breathe. And that's the whole reason we're gathering here, to remember and to share with each other and support each other in remembering. How beautiful. Thank yourself for coming here this morning. Thank yourself for being open and willing to keep shifting the attention, awareness, the energy of the mind to what is really important and true. Breathe. And now, remaining aware and connected. If you wish, you can turn your attention back to the local environment whenever you are ready, without losing your awareness of your expanded self. Blessed be, beautiful souls. Breathing in, I feel the light. Breathing out, I take to flight. In the rhythm of the air, I find a presence always there. Om Hamsa Soham. Om Hamsa Soham. Om Hamsa Soham. Om Hamsa Soham. Feel free to sing with me. Om Hamsa Soham. Like a swan upon the lake, graceful moves I start to make. Every breath a sacred song, guiding me where I belong. Om Hamsa Soham. Om Hamsa Soham. Om Hamsa Soham. Om Hamsa Soham. Breath, life, unity, serenity. Inhale peace, exhale the pain. Through this mantra I remain, centered in the here and now. To the divine I humbly bow. Om Hamsa Soham. 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 With each breath I understand I am that and that I am. So maybe sometime I should do a whole program with just the chanting and guided meditations and going really deep, because I find the music and the mantras really are very powerful, and it's a very beautiful spiritual practice. So we could put that maybe into the what do you call it, the divine orders basket. So I entitled the talk today, The Mystery of Love and a Courageous Heart. So I believe that just to be here in this world, especially during these times, takes a courageous heart. And it does take true love. Whether we know that, we are love and we don't always feel so loving or not, that doesn't even matter. Just the act of being here and being willing to work it out in this very dense, upside down, inside out 3D world, that is an incredible act of courage. So we are all heroes here. We really are. We forget, that it takes a lot. We are challenged here on every level, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. But somehow, in maybe some other world, some other state. We signed up for this, we volunteered for it, we thought maybe it's a great adventure, or maybe we came to help. Or maybe I was drunk when I signed up. I'm not sure. A little drunk little angel. Oh, sure. Earth might be really fun. But it's an amazing puzzle, and each of us is figuring out our own part of the jigsaw puzzle. And that's really one of the things that I'm very aware of, to laugh often. A cat showed up in my life in the summer, a little kitten, yowling, hanging on a screen door. I live in the middle of the wilderness, but he just showed up. And I go, did I order a cat? So my first week with him was, I tried everything to find a person to take him. I travel a lot, and I just thought it was too much. But the little critter had a way to sneak into my heart, and he's totally wild and amazing and crazy, a little bit like Carol's Merlin. And so I named him Merlin Ananda, the blissful wizard. But the one thing, the universe brought him to me so that I could lighten up and laugh more. And he, more than anything, makes me laugh. He jumps into every basket, every box. He's up on every surface, and he plays with every little string or loose part that he can find. Everything is an adventure to him. So he models how to be present with life. He's not jaded. He jumps on anything. He doesn't care about consequences. He deals with those later. My whole car is covered with cat paws, muddy ones. And he's black, has white whiskers, but he shows up with the face where he dug somewhere. So it's completely brown gray from the dirt. Does he care? No, he's just having fun with life. He's going, yahoo! Life on Earth is amazing. So I'm learning from him. So Nisargadatta was a great Indian sage, and he spoke, words of wisdom. And this one is a quote by him. Wisdom is knowing I am nothing. Love is knowing I am everything. And in between the two, my life moves. And while you are living, stay as close to love as you can. And Ram Dass said, whether this is the first day of the apocalypse or the first day of the golden age, the work remains the same. To love each other and ease as much suffering as possible. So what I wanted to explore today, like I said, is what is true love and true courage. So just by being here, you already passed the courage test. In these times of great swift change and pressure, we're really being pressured and squeezed. It's not comfortable here, is it? It's not comfortable on planet Earth. Yeah, we have a few comforts that we go to, but in general, it's not comfortable here. Because our little human part wants security, safety. It wants, predictability. Do we have any of that right now? Not really. We have the illusions of that. And yet, the essence self of that which we truly are is always safe. But the human part doesn't know that. The creature part freaks out. So, what is true love is to see it all through the eyes of Source. And Source does really not judge anything. That it's just it is all that is. So imagine there's this quantum field of infinite intelligent love consciousness. It's just resting within itself. It's not manifested out into anything. And then it kind of has a little thought. What would it be like to explore love or myself? But it can't, because it is all things. There's no contrast there. So it breathes out and it goes, what would it be like? And boom, creation happens. And it's infinite, both within to the void, the emptiness, the all that is, the nothingness. It's all, that's one direction. And the other direction is into expression of forms, universes, galaxies. Who knows what's out there? It's infinite, it's amazing. There's no limit. But for us to recognize that all of it in the eyes of Source is itself. And we are made from, we come from that. It's not a parent in the sky, but it is definitely a field of infinite love, intelligent, pure love. That's consciousness that puts itself into fractals of itself. So we're fractals of God. And so why would it judge anything? It wouldn't. We're here to explore. So when we are down and we're having problems and we are having a disaster in our lives, or even on earth, this is true for the personal as well as the universal, we're actually exploring a new creation. So in Hinduism, it's Shiva Shakti, no, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Shiva Shakti, that's another pair. That's Shiva is infinite consciousness, Shakti is the all that is in form. So they're dancing, right? They need each other. But Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva is the principle of creating something, sustaining it, maintaining it for a while, and then destroying it to make room for a new one, a new expression. Now imagine you are sitting at a beach, perfect weather, you have the perfect food and drink, you have the perfect everything. You're just in bliss, right? It's a blissful day, it's amazing. Now, what if we had that day every single day? Maybe we would get bored. Maybe it wouldn't be a blissful day anymore. So what I'm pointing to is there is contrast in this world, and it's needed. It's a platform for evolution and exploration and expansion. So as we find new ways to solve new problems, our own puzzle piece, which is perfectly, totally fine, as we find new ways to solve those puzzle pieces, we're actually contributing to Source expanding, to Source finding itself out, finding out more about itself. And so we're expanding our own consciousness, Source consciousness within us. So it's all perfect. In its imperfection, it's all perfect. So if we could relax and trust and laugh more. And the other thing is to really, really stand by our own journey. It is unique and precious, and it is absolutely necessary for Source, intelligence, love to explore itself. Nobody can do the exploration that you're doing. Nobody. It will never come again like this. So own it. And the more challenges you are experiencing, the more you contribute to Source exploring itself and finding new ways. Yogananda said, an easy life is not a victorious life. So if you find you're having a lot of challenges, and sometimes they can last a whole life or many lives, but if you're having a lot of challenges, it means you are extra courageous. This, I am speaking the truth. So it's time, we were taught to criticize ourselves when something didn't feel good or didn't look right or whatever. But in our generation, we were beaten and punished and yelled at, but we weren't shown the right way because they didn't even know the right way. So we were just punished for not doing it right, but nobody showed us what right even is. So when we're trained like that, we internalize the criticism, we internalize those voices, and we do it forevermore to ourselves and others. So in this moment, I'm asking each of you, are you willing to recognize those voices for what they are? Programs, simply programs that you learned from someone or someone who abused you, and you didn't feel you were worthy of anything else. You weren't worthy of respect, of dignity, of love, of care, whatever it was. But are you from this moment on willing to say, I walked this journey, I learned a lot from it, I've become stronger, I now love myself, I now respect myself with all of it, no exception, no more judgment, no more wrong or right. Are you willing to do that? If you are, please raise your hand. Okay. This would be the most important thing you could do this lifetime. Any lifetime. This is like the secret code. So speaking about codes, if you want to, just playful, I love to be playful. Let's give those critical voices a name. Just I put that critical voice into a bubble, a cartoon bubble outside of me, because it is not who I am. I like to do visualization, so I put it in a cartoon bubble. And maybe Carol can make us a nice cartoon drawing as a reminder of this message. I'm sure she will. She's already got it. See, she's already on it. My dear, dear, beautiful friend. So she's a great artist. So what I gave, so all those voices, the doubter, the saboteur, the one that is, making everything like a problem, that one, I call it Pecky. I found it because it reminds me of a little woodpecker. Peck, 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 peck. It's always pecking at my, So, but one time I thought I could name it Tartar. Tartar is like sticky tar, it's always. So find your own funny name, or Claude, or whatever name. So whatever name you find, just give it a name. And then when you recognize any criticism or any negative voices, you just go, oh, here it is. Pecky is going at it. Pecky, thank you. You did the best you could. But then you focus on who you truly are, and let's give that a name. So what you can do is take your name, whatever it is, Richard, Annie, Barbara, and you put a quality with it that you really want, a quality that you love. So maybe courage, maybe it could be, one lady that I did this exercise with, she used the word luminous. And her name is Lali, so she is luminous Lali. And then another friend whose name is Didi, she said divine Didi. And another one, his name is David, he said beloved David. And I did a little different thing, I love those Star Trek movies and Star Wars movies, so I call myself Angel One. Angel One, that reminds me of a cosmic starship fighter pilot. Sprinkling fairy dust, But I used to be a pilot in Alaska, so I can relate to that. And adventure. But anyway, whatever, give those two a name. So it's easier to recognize and observe what is really going on. Because the main difficulty is not that we have, painful emotions or whatever, but the difficulty is that we don't recognize it, we're not aware of it, we're not seeing it, and so we're letting it go unchecked. Same with our words. There was a woman in the 1800s, her name was Florence Scovel Shinn, or something like that. And she wrote a couple of books, and one was The Game of Life and How to Play It. Really wonderful material, amazing. And the sequel to it was Your Words Are Your Wand. And she spoke about how, first is thought, then there's a feeling, then there is a word, and then there's action. And each layer is more powerful. So we curse ourselves with speaking or even thinking negative things about ourselves or other people. So we're putting out curses with our words, often unaware. But when we speak positive things about ourselves or think positive things and encouraging things, we bless and we bring great blessings that are exponentially stronger than the little energy that it takes. But have you ever noticed that when someone criticizes us, it's so much more powerful than, we react so much more to it than to a compliment or a positive word. And why is that? Well, we are negativity biased, our brain is, because we had to survive, so we had to remember the one poisonous plant and the dangerous animal. Not all the good ones, they weren't so important, but the one that would be dangerous. And so we just need to be aware of what we are thinking, feeling, speaking, and acting. That's the sequence. Every action starts with a thought. And then just take a little pause, put a little gap between, just observing without any judgment, neutrally, just saying, oh, where is that coming from? Is this what I really would like to do? Ask Angel One or Luminous Lali, You know, whoever your magnificent Carol, whatever your higher self name is, ask that, what would you do or think or, you know, decide in this moment? So a little example, I was very conflicted about Merlin Ananda, the cat that came to me. He's magnificent and he's an indoor-outdoor cat. And I didn't know what to do with neutering. So I had a real conflict, and you know, the universe responds to our vibration. It doesn't respond to our conscious thoughts and wishes, but it responds to our vibrational state. So I was in that vibration of there's no good solution, right? So the universe didn't give me one. So I asked veterinarians, I asked friends, I asked, you know, everybody has a different opinion, and the arguments for either one were equally strong. So I went for a walk in the wilderness in sunset, and I looked at the sunset and I go, Angel One, what would you do? And I became quiet. And Angel One said, just relax. The right answer will come. Just be quiet and relax. And I go, okay, I can do that. So a few moments later, the thought came, oh, I tried to figure it out here. What I really need to do is concentrate here. My heart, what would my heart want? What does my heart say? And when I was neutral and quiet and not rattling off all the arguments, just quiet, present, the answer came. No, we're not going to do that. And I canceled the veterinary appointment that I had for the next day after. And I didn't do that. And I just didn't want him, that cat, to be dependent. I wanted him to be free and able to survive. It's a wilderness place, and be strong and not, you know, mess with nature. I can't even see any neighbors. So anyhow, it was the right answer from my heart, you know, and not from an opinion, but from my true core. So you can do that with anything, big things, small things, it doesn't matter. Just do that with anything and you will not regret it. So I would like to also do a little call and response. And is that clock right? And when should I be done talking? I need to know. No, at 20 after, or is that a good time? No, when? Just give me 10 after, soon, okay. Time is a really strange thing these days. I used to be good with time. I grew up in Germany, but now it's just weird. I'm early, then I'm late. It's like, what is going on? It's doing stuff. But, so seeing ourselves, and this is my main message, so I want to emphasize it. Seeing ourselves and everyone else through the eyes of Source means to radically forgive ourselves. That's where it starts. For any transgression we have experienced in this journey, and they're not even transgressions, they're just false programming. So who can fault anyone, right? So here is a powerful statement that I composed for that purpose. And remember, our words they have tremendous power. So we are speaking this into reality right now. It's not just a little exercise that you'll forget. This is going to have an effect, okay? So repeat after me. Hold on. Do a little. Music. All right. I forgive myself completely for everything throughout all time. And repeat that. I forgive myself completely for everything throughout time. Space and dimensions. Knowing now that this wonderful awakening wasn't possible until now. I thank everyone who has traveled this life path with me. I thank everyone who has traveled this life path with me. For their tolerance, patience, kindness, assistance, and love. I now choose to live in unshakable trust that Source is working in and through me, and in and through my life, through this character called, and then insert your name. Angelika. It's working through me in the most brilliant, efficient, and beneficial ways. Beneficial ways that delight my heart and the whole universe. Why not? We're making it up, so why not make that up, right? So we don't evolve by chasing the light. We grow by illuminating the shadow. And that means to bring love, which is light, to all the dark places that we have stuffed into the unconscious basement of the psyche. That's why it feels so difficult. We were taught all that stuff is wrong, but it isn't. And because we were taught it was wrong, we pushed it down in the psyche, started to feel guilty, and don't want to see it. But right now, we can't help but see it. You see it all over the planet. It's coming out because there is a different frequency that is pushing out the dark. That's just what it is, and it's very uncomfortable. But we have to go through this stage because we can't take all this old stuff with us. So we're clearing out the basement right now. Take heart. It's not going to last forever. Don't worry. You are courageous. See it as such. See yourself as you have never done anything wrong. You are made from love. You are pure love. And I'm sharing this because I need to remember the same thing. I'm practicing too, believe me. So, learning about allowing and appreciating all things and seeing the bigger picture and developing a trust that goes beyond what we have been taught. And that's embodiment. I'm no longer chasing enlightenment or transcendence. Some people choose that path. I am choosing to embody as much of source qualities and wisdom and tolerance as I can, as much sacred neutrality as I can. So you won't catch me getting upset about politics. That is a waste of my very precious attention. I'm not letting anyone harvest my attention. It's a precious commodity. I do what I do instead. I think of and create and project that kind of world that I would like to see. That is infinite more powerful than looking at what is seemingly going on and getting upset over it. That is, just keep that in mind. Do a little fast from the news. Do a fast from all the things that upset you and really cultivate that inner sacred neutrality. Seeing it through the eyes of Source. Source is not concerned. It's all going according to plan. To explore itself, to wake itself up, to jump to a new creation, whatever that may be. Let's take a breath. I know it's a tall order, but so my wish for you and for all of us is the best adventure for the rest of this life. To stop missing life, to stop suffering it, to celebrate everything about it, even the painful parts. Celebrate yourself and your own journey. No matter what, you are worthy of it all. So let's repeat that. I am worthy of it all. I come from love. And that's that. So claim it. Claim it fully today. And don't ever Go back to the old stuff. You're not a floundering little programmed human. You are a powerful creator being. Powerful, made in the image of Source. Infinite Source love intelligence. It doesn't matter how little we feel or helpless. That's what's really going on. Okay. Worthy of it all. We come from love. Namaste. I don't know what's happening. When I start talking, it goes like, oh my God.